Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Well, I mean, maybe it might be good night where you're at. It's 9:15 here, so it's good morning. However, I'm just gonna jump right into the video because this video is a little different than the ones you might have seen on my YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, all that, right? Because one thing I realized I haven't done is give a video explaining more about who Tanner AUX is, right? Who is Tanner Rashad, Tanner AUX, life I lived, why is music so important to me, all of that stuff, right? So let's jump right into it. First of all, thank you guys for the people who have continued to show love and support. It really does mean so much, and I'm beyond grateful for all of that. So thank you to people who have been showing love and support. If you haven't, maybe you can jump in. Maybe this video will let you know what you've been needing to know, why you've been hesitating to mess with AUX, whatever. All right, so AUX, they say. How did you get the name AUX, Tanner AUX? AUX, like the chord. Good story. So me and some buddies were driving to another friend's wake, celebration of life, right? Rest in peace. And one of the friends was in the passenger seat playing this hardcore rap, money, drugs, gun, women song. I'm like, this is not the vibe, bro. So I said, hey, man, this ain't it. Pass me the phone. I didn't even know what an AUX was at the time. So he passed me the phone and I played See You Again by Charlie Puth and Wiz Khalifa. Long story short, we go to the wake, we celebrate homie's life, we come back, and the next buddy starts to sit in the front seat. And the driver says, Tanner gets front seat. He's on the AUX this time. And I'm like, Tanner on the AUX? Okay, Tanner on the AUX. All right. And I just started saying Tanner AUX. That's actually catchy. So that is how I got my name. A driver of a car told me I get front seat because I'm the AUX. I've got the music plug. So that really made me feel good. That was how I got my name, Tanner AUX. How did Tanner AUX really jump into the rap hip hop music scene, right? So freshman year of, well, before I go through any timeline, let's say this. I have Tourette syndrome. That is what made me the musician I am today. Tourette syndrome is a neurological brain disorder where the brain tells your body to do movements and noises that are uncontrollable. For me, it's often head ticks like that or like grunts, I guess you call them. I don't know. Not fun, not good, but I've been 28 years with it, and I'm still breathing, I'm still living, I'm still chasing my dreams. So shout out to Reds for giving me that edge. There's a time in high school I went through 6 months of just horrible. I couldn't stop. It was bad. It was bad. I couldn't even sleep at times. I was seeing a therapist and she told me to write down my feelings at the end of the day so I can go back, throughout the day. So at the end of the day, I can go back and, look at how I felt, read how I felt, and see how I feel at the end of the day based on how I felt at 10 a.m., right? So I'm doing that. I'm finishing up around my thoughts, and Eminem, Not Afraid, is playing on YouTube. I got music playing in the background. And all of a sudden, the song stops and it plays the next song on YouTube, which is Not Afraid instrumental. And I'm still writing, and I can't even remember what the words were. But that instrumental was going, and I was waiting for them to come on, and oh my gosh, I'm feeling blue. What did I do? Who are you? Something stupid and simple like that. And I'm like, this is fire. Wait, what? This is crazy. So then I just kept reading it over the beat, and it was, for me, now looking back, it was garbage because I've grown so much. But that is what got me into it. And I told myself, if Eminem or somebody else who I haven't even met or known can make a song and music that makes me feel that way, makes me feel empowered, make me feel when I was down in the dumps and sad and all these thoughts are running through my mind, Tourette's are killing me, and I hear one song, it just lifts me up out of the dumps. How is that possible? So I told myself, if Eminem can make me feel that way, I'm going to make me feel that way through music. And eventually, that turned a couple years after I started, I got comfortable with myself. People still make fun of me. People still make comments, oh, tweaker, oh, your music's trash, oh, give it up, go to a home, whatever, right? I don't care because I'm doing me and I'm pushing forward, right? So no matter what anybody says, I'm going to keep moving. I just spaced out. I had something I was going to say. Anyways, I was reading I was at the point where I was reading my lyrics and the Eminem song came on. If he can make me feel that way, I can make me feel that way. And then as it got going, I said, I want to make other people feel that way. I want to be the Eminem to somebody else. And I know I'm not comparing myself to Eminem, but the way Eminem made me feel listening to Not Afraid and that instrumental, I want to do that for somebody else. I don't care who it is. That is my mission with music. That is my mission with music now. It used to be find peace, happiness, solitude, and lose the depression. I'm at a comfortable spot in my life right now where I'm happy, I'm comfortable, but I was not in the past. And I know there's youngins listening to some of my music and listen to music in general. And I'd rather be the guy that talks about getting out of hard times and the truth, where my music has taken me, traveling to different countries, where, work has got me. I've been broke paycheck to paycheck, not knowing where my next money's going to come from. There's been some down times, but through it all, music has always been there for me. And I know there's people that are like that. Music is there for them and it's their life. And if they hear a Tanner AUX song and it changes the way they think of life, or it flips that sad switch in their mind onto positive and happy, that for me is amazing. That's why I do music. That's my name. As far as actual music stuff, my first album was released in April 2019 called The Truth. I've been working on music 2 years prior to that. I just had never found the right person to jump in the booth. A friend from college, Shaquem, we linked up, we were hooping all the time, we would, do homework together, and he said, bro, you be doing music, I know somebody over in Richland that can get you some studio time for The Truth. I said, no way. Long story short, I linked up with Tommy over in Richland, and The Truth came together perfectly. I was amazed, I was taken aback. It was my first project that I had start to finish released. I didn't make everything. Like, Tommy made the beats, he did the mix and mastering, I came down and laid the lyrics and the flow and made it great. But to me, that was, at the time, sorry, I was looking for something. For me, at the time, that was the pinnacle of my rap. Like, I released a fucking album, y'all. I released a fucking album. I'm trying not to cuss too much. To me, that seems so far-fetched, out of my mind. Like, I don't know much about stocks and bonds and investing right now, so if I try to tell you about that, I wouldn't know shit, because I don't know about that. Music, I know a lot about that now, so it's, everything takes time, but patience is a virtue. So after the truth was me explaining my truth into music. Tommy told me you don't get two chances for a first impression. They're called first impressions for a reason, and that goes for physical appearance, that goes for strength, weakness, that goes for listening, someone who's hearing a song, sing a movie, whatever. That first perception is it. If it's trash, you're going to lose a lot of fans. If it's great, you're going to build a following. So I built a good following after The Truth because my message and my reasoning to go into music was the truth. I'm not here saying how I have tens of millions of dollars and I'm sitting out in, these $1 million penthouses, right? Everything in my songs that I've written and the over 125 songs that I have out, I can tell you exactly what it meant, probably tell you where I was at and what I was doing when I wrote it. I can tell you how I was feeling when I wrote it. I don't lie in my songs. Right, so in one of them, I'll give you an example. One of them I say, PBJ's in the penthouse. Everybody better step it out, right? PBJ's in the penthouse. I don't own a penthouse, right? But I knew somebody that took me up to a penthouse before we started gambling down in Vegas, right? So when I say I'm eating PBJ's in the penthouse, I was actually eating PBJ's in the penthouse. I didn't say eat PBJ's in my penthouse. So some people either lose a word or two and oh, this dude's capping. He's saying he's got millions in the penthouse. No. So that's where I'm at with music. That's why I dropped The Truth. You guys are going to know exactly who I am with The Truth. This is the truth. I'm coming out forward. Whether it's my Tourette's, whether it's a stupid thought that I had, whether it's writer's block, whether it's, a best friend or family member died, whether it's I got a promotion at work, whatever it is, I'm the truth. I'm not going to sit here and cap to everybody about what my music is. After The Truth, I got significant amounts of wonderful responses. Family, friends, the most meaningful response and why I do music. Everybody does music wants money, right? That's a lie if they say they don't want money. I want $1 million, but that is not why I am doing music. I'm not doing music to make $1 million, right? After The Truth released, I was out of high school and I had a somebody from high school, not a friend, and he would always hang out with the people who would bully me. They'd call me some rude names, and I got into fighting. I was a fighter. I gave you 3 warnings. 1, I can't help it, I have Tourette's. Please stop. 2nd time, I told you I can't help it, I have Tourette's. You better stop. The 3rd time, it was you've already got your 2 verbal warnings. Boom, pound down, and I beat him. I still got blood covering the shoes that I beat the shit out of somebody in junior year of high school because he wouldn't shut his mouth. Anyways, that's a sidestep. There was somebody who would hang out with people who bully me, and he messaged me after The Truth came out and said, I won't say the whole message is a long one, but long story short, he was saying, bro, I respect you. I'm mortified in myself that I let my, opinions of somebody, I I let somebody else affect my opinions of somebody. And he was saying the bullies that would bully me affected his opinion of me, and he thought I was nothing but a retard tweaker. And I said, ever call me. And so he said, this showed me so much. Like, you've opened up. I've got to know so much more about you. I didn't know all the struggles you were actually going through in high school because I only seen you, you know, and you seemed very well put together. And I was like, yeah, man, behind it. But, that to me meant more than any paycheck I could ever get. And I mean that. Because I was questioning myself after releasing the truth, like, is music what I really want to do? I know it's my love, but maybe it's something like a hobby behind the scenes love. And as soon as I got that message, I read it, and I'm not ashamed to admit, I broke down in a little bit of tears, man. There might have been 1 or 2 eyes watering. It just made me feel complete, feel good. Like the decision I made, the sacrifices I made, the grind, the work ethic, all that is worth it, right? And that was only my first album. I won't get into all of them. I have over 125 songs out. I have over 5 projects out. Throughout my music career, I've been able to link and connect with some very, very amazing, talented artists from all around the world, all around the United States. I know and continue to talk to people in multiple different countries. I was able to go over to France and perform some music and meet some more people in France, in Nice. I'm going over to London later in about a month. I'm headed to London to watch the Cleveland Browns play. Go Browns. But I'll be doing some music stuff there too, in Paris for music. I went to Canada, all around the United States. Like, I've been traveling through music, and it's because I know it's what I want. Music is me. Music is me. If I can travel around performing my music and write music and get paid to do that, and knowing that I'm positively affecting other people, like, come on now, that's the best job in the world. Music has been amazing. I'm trying to pick out some significant pieces that might be, you know, I said the truth. That was when I started. You meet some great people, and then you meet some fake loser people. My album, Finding My Ways, which was my largest album at the time, 20 tracks. I was trying to step out and show people, like, you be doing 10, 12 track albums, I can produce the same quality, but at 20, 25 tracks, right? So the 25 album, I hit up a guy. I'm going to say his name because he's a loser, piece of shit, and I don't want anybody to have to ever deal with him. Bula Beats. If you guys know a guy named Bula Beats, run like Forrest as fast as you can. Dude's a cheat, a snake, and a steal. So I won't get into too much, but he told me what the album was worth to mix and master it all and all the beats. I said, all right, cool. So I paid him for it, done, recorded, sent him over. The album's ready to go. I'm taking a month of promotion and do a promo rollout, right? And before I get into that, so dude was looking for new clients. So I sent him maybe 10, 15 people. Like, I don't want to name the people because I don't want them to feel, you know, some type of way. But I still work with several of those people that I referred him to. And the other several that I referred him to, we just faded ways. But he kept promoting their shit. He kept promoting their single, their Instagram post that wasn't even related to a song that he had nothing to do on. No collaboration, no tag, nothing. And when it came to mine, he wouldn't post nothing on mine. So I hit him up and I said, hey, bro, just double checking. Like, are we cool? You ain't really promoting me much. And I see you promoting so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so all the time. Are we good? And he responds and just unleashes on me. Bro, you pay me the money to make you the beats and mix and master. My job is not to promote you. If you don't have the following, that's your fault. Da-da-da-da. Don't come at me saying this. Da-da-da-da. And it was on my birthday, too. After, which show was it? It was this one. This show right here. November, it was the day before my birthday because I got back home after my birthday. It was at Pounders with Lem, Black Grenade Entertainment. Shout out to them. I'll get to them in a little bit. But Bula pretty much was just so dead. So to that multiple paragraph text, I sent it back and I said, sorry, bro, I'm not trying to beef. It's my birthday. I'm trying to have a good time. And then he said, oh. And then he continued to send more stuff. I'm like, my girl at the time was like, you can't let that slide. You got to message her back. So I'm like, say less. If I message her back, someone's getting in trouble. So I don't really want. So I messaged him back and said, look, bro, I know it's not about the money, but I paid you a large chunk of money to help me with this album. Nobody else has paid you to promote their Instagram post. Like, I know I pay you to make beats and mix and master, not to promote, but like, your name is on this shit, bro. Do you really not care how people see it? What if everybody thinks it's trash and now your name is related to trash? You should probably start promoting. Then he went off on me again, and then I pretty much respectfully told him, like, he asked me for an apology. He said, the only way moving forward, I think, is if you give me an apology. And I told him to, well, text message on face, because that's who he was texting. I told him, fuck you. Go eat a bag of dicks. You're the one who needs to apologize to me. I have nothing to apologize about. Looks like we won't be moving forward. I wish you nothing but a hard time and no respects to you at all. That's the only person that I've never ended a conversation with love and respects, because I don't have any love for him at all, and I don't respect him at all whatsoever. There's been a couple songs that a homie and I have done. I got the homie on a couple songs that Bula has mixed and mastered and made the beats for. The homie asked me to perform one of those songs at his concert. I told him, sorry, if Bula Beats made that beat and Bula's name is in there, I won't do it. I will not do it. I will not support or promote somebody who is a low-life garbage person. So after that, you know, that's when I put my trust on hold. Like, hey, especially when it comes to music, I ain't trusting no motherfucker like that easy. But speaking of trust, Black Grenade Entertainment, all these posters you see behind me, except for that top middle one, all of these were performances, and I still have some more that I just don't have any cases to put the posters in, any like hard cases. But all those posters you see behind me, I'm trying to move my head because this moves with my head. Watch, see? If I walk over here, oh, where are we going now? Where are we going now? I'm about to get a couch here too. I opened up this room so it could be the booth room and a game room. So I'm about to get a couch right here. I don't know if it'll actually turn around the other way. But then you got this wall that's all the way down. And then, is it going to follow me all the way quick? That is sick, see? And another thing, when you guys are doing music, you got to upgrade. Before I get into Black Grenade Entertainment, you got to upgrade, right? So instead of just having a basic, where's it at? A basic stand right here that doesn't do anything but hold a phone stable. For about $10 more, I got this thing, which you've seen, follows me around. And then guess what? I just have to do it real quick. If you give it the stop sign, don't want you to follow me around anymore. I'm out the picture, right? And then you're like, all right, yeah, we're back good. We're back good. Let's go. Oh, that didn't work. I give it a nice okay. Oh. There it is. There it is. You got to be really aggressive with the okay. But it does work, I promise you. Anyway, Black Grenade Entertainment. I met Lem, man. Shout out Lem and Sarah. I knew a guy in college named Ignatius. He goes by Thistle White. He's a homie. He's a great dude. And he knew Lem because Lem was a banker at Chase Bank. And I had U.S. Bank. No, my bad. I lied. He was U.S. Bank. I had Chase Bank. And they made me do that $2 fee every time I pulled it out from the CIRC, Student Union Recreation Center, at my college. And so I'm like, man, screw this. I'm going with U.S. Bank because I don't have a fee. So I went in, talked to Lem. He got me all set up with U.S. Bank. I had no idea he was Black Grenade Entertainment and promoting. So then I heard from Iggy that Lem was doing a show. I'm like, what? Long story short, I ended up just bringing a flash drive the next time I went to the bank and gave him $100 to put in my account. And I said, and the flash drive was on, and he goes, what's this? I said, I heard you do shows or make music, whatever. And he goes, oh, I run event thing. So like Black Grenade Entertainment, they run events. They're a lot reggae, absolutely amazing artists, reggae, but they do hip hop. Like you see, I don't know what the glare, but there's hip hop nights. And so he checked it out, and a couple days later, he messaged me back like, hey, I got a spot in November. That was, where was it? 13. I don't have that one. Yeah, I don't think I had that one because the first one I did was with Iggy, and Iggy was on a poster too. However, I did a show with Black Grenade Entertainment, and as you can see after that show, we just kept lining up shows on shows on shows. Black Grenade lined up shows on shows on shows. I came in with the mic and told him I got the presents. Let's turn it up, baby. So out of music, Black Grenade Entertainment has been a heavy partner in, wanting me to succeed, seeing me doing good. While we're on the topic of shouting out some people that have had a huge impact in my music career, I want to shout out AUX goes by the artist named Lobes. That dude been solid, square, day one. And a real friend is someone who's not going to tell you what you want to hear. There's someone that tell you what you need to hear. And sometimes I didn't want to hear what Lobes was saying, but I needed to hear it, and it pushed me forward, and he helped me grow in so many ways. Lil Rose and A-Flex as well. The first show that I ever hosted out in Bellingham at Studio B, I brought along Lobes, Rose, Lil Rose and AUX, and they all killed it. So it's like a family vibe. When I, the support, the love, the respects, Lil Rose, Scozzari, AUX, Lobes, and recently now, the last couple of shows we done, Past Life Kenny. Past Life Kenny is a real one. I didn't know him starting off. Rose actually knows him pretty good, and that's how I met him through Rose. But there, you meet some fakes, you meet some flakes, you meet some people. Like I did a Global Sunsets International album, and some dude tried to beef with me because he didn't get the right beat he wanted. I'm like, we made the damn beat together, kid. Like, we made the beat together. This is the same one. Anyway, then someone tried to call me out in front, and the whole live, like, we had 8 people on, and I was the 9th one. One person couldn't join. And he tried to start calling me out for all this. I'm like, trying to stay professional. I had to call him out bad. So, like, you get some people who are rats, who are snakes, who just want to slither through the grass. But I keep my grass cut now, so no snakes are going to be slithering through my grass without getting stomped or cut. But yeah, shout out Lil Rose, shout out AUX, shout out Scozzari, shout out Alex Alobia Lobes, shout out Black Grenade Entertainment, Lemon Sarah, just some amazing people. And Mr. Has, I'll give him a shout out, but we'll explain why. So I met Mr. Has through Instagram, paid to be on a couple of his projects, and then it just kind of built into like a friendship, a relationship. We just kept working together, kept doing songs. I bustled out to France, and I seen Mr. Has, Unorthodox Fella, Jax on Top, K Wills. It was a great time, that was when I chose to stop drinking because I had too many drinks and it kind of killed the vibe one night. Anyway, we will get in there. But my music has allowed me to meet these people, to travel the world, meet these people, to have connections around the world, right? So that's something that not a lot of artists or musicians can say. Other than music, I'm an independent reactor, so I react to, videos, songs. I've been doing a lot of Tom McDonald. I'm starting on NF now. I now am completely comfortable and trained in mixing, mastering, engineering, everything in the music process, from making the beat to editing the beat to mixing it to recording to mastering, everything, right? I downloaded Adobe Premiere Pro 2025. Now is the new one. I'm working on my video editing skills because that's one thing that as an artist I think I need to step up on more. It's okay, it's very well to know your strengths, but it's better to know your weaknesses. And my weaknesses are, I overthink. I don't want to do a video unless it's perfect, because for each sentence, there's a visual that I want portrayed. And also money. Like, let's not lie. People, it's not $100 to do a video unless you know a homie, and even at that, you're screwing the homie over if you're not paying. Like, you got to support the homie. Like, if I'm doing music, I'm not letting anybody on my song for free, right? You got to pay, right? You want me on your song, you got to pay, right? So if someone's doing a video, photos for me, I'm not saying, thanks, give it to me for free. I'm paying dude for his work. But I don't have someone who's that talented on the camera. I used to have Paco, but I don't know, me and Paco just don't really kick in anymore. We're still cool, it's no disrespect. Life got in the way, we got busy and we worked. So yeah, people want to sacrifice quality for price. It's like, I'd rather pay $1,500 for perfect quality than $500 for okay quality. Because like Tommy said, first impressions are everything. If they see that video in the first 10 seconds is garbage, they're not going to make it through the rest, even if the rest is fire, right? So I'm jumping into editing, mixing, mastering, making beats. I started a new YouTube page. I wanted to grow a following outside of music. So on my YouTube page, you'll see some of my dog, Nova. You'll see some GTA videos and clips that I got because I like to game. But I've been trying to branch out and do different avenues that all relate back to my music, which another thing that I'll say is this hoodie, One Away Clothing. I finally got my clothing brand started. I had that idea in my mind for years, but finally just pulled the trigger. Step up, One Away Clothing. The logo on the official ones are going to be slightly bigger. This is 4x3. I'm having them 7x4. And then on the back side, where it's all white, it's going to be a quote. It's going to be my quote from my album On the Truth that I've lived by ever since I said it. The journey ain't worth the walking if you get there overnight. Meaning, you're going to run into challenges. You're going to run into a big brick wall right in front of you, and the only way to get through is bashing through it until you make it through. You got to do it, right? So no matter what's in front of you, no matter who's in front of you, no matter how challenging the path in front of you looks, keep going forward. The people who stop are the people who lose. You can take one step a day forward. You're still moving forward, right? So that was me with the clothing and the mixing and mastering. And now with editing videos. I had no damn idea where to start making beats. I had everybody do that shit for me. I outsourced it. But now when it's all on me, it's like, oh gosh. So now I learned that. I pushed through all the challenges. All the times I wanted to bash my computer because I didn't know the code, or I didn't know how to fade this part, or I didn't know how to trim, or I didn't know how to save, right? I wanted to bash the computer, but I fought through it. And now look at me. I'm editing music videos. I'm mixing and mastering. I've got a successful clothing line coming in. So it's very great. Music has been amazing for me. I'm trying to think. I've pretty much covered a lot of my music. The main points of this are like Tourette syndrome has really made me me and made me the musician I am. Through all the real people and fake people that I've seen, my trust is wary. You know, you got to feel for the right person and not, right? And so that was one of my, I guess you could say I'm over trusting and overthinking, right? And then I just want you guys to know, like, no matter what you're going through, no matter what it is, you can do it. Put your mind to it. And it sounds corny, but the word impossible says I'm possible. So like, just put your mind to it. I never thought in the faintest idea that I'd be having music on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, let alone performing that music at multiple different venues, multiple different times, let alone traveling to France to see people that I met with music. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. I could talk to you guys for literally hours and days about music, but I am getting already at like 30 minutes, and I want you guys to know who Tanner AUX is. So I hope actually, before I give an outro, I'm going to give you one last thing, that I'm so empathetic and passionate that it's like, I want people to hear my music. I want people to share it. I want people to spread it around, because I have that empathy of like, I know this can affect someone in a positive way. I know they can hear my song and say, it's going to be a better day because I heard this, right? So I love music. Music loves me. Music is subjective. There are people who won't love my stuff, and I understand that. I'm not hating on you. Now, just because you don't like my stuff doesn't mean you have to call me out and be rude and call me a piece of dirt and say my stuff is garbage, right? If I ask you if you like it, just say, nah, this ain't for me, bro. Or nah, you need to bump up the chorus a little bit, bro. Then get it more energetic, whatever, right? Don't be saying, nah, bro, this is trash. This is garbage, man. I put this in a dumpster. Like, it's all about respect. Like, everybody's not going to like everything. It's subjective. I know that. What I like, other people don't like. And other people do like. What other people like, I may not like. So it's subjective, but music for me, I'm gonna always keep making music. And those messages when people send me and I say, hey, this song's fire. Hey, this song changed how I look at life. Hey, this song really let me know more about who you are as an artist, right? And on that note, the last thing I'll say, I know I keep saying the last thing, is for me, music is focused around getting to know the artist. So if you're doing that 6ix9ine, Gucci gang, 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 I don't know more about you as an artist. I will think you're trash. Respectfully, I think that's garbage music. Respectfully. I know I just said, I'm not saying it to anybody's face, like I'm not saying it to their face, but I don't think that's quality music. Saying the same thing 10 times and having people jump up in a club and take a drink to it. No. Where I listen to is the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Coles, the Tom McDonalds, the NFs, the people who have depth and quality in their music, right? I know Tom McDonald has been through drug abuse, alcohol addiction. He's been through some friends. I know that, and I can relate with a lot of that. And every song I hear from Tom McDonald or NF or J. Cole, I get to know more about them as an artist. And that's how I shape my music. If you listen to my music, I want you to get to know more about Tanner AUX or Tanner Bashaw, right? Or both, right? So whether it's something you didn't know and you're like, damn, shame that dude for doing that or saying that. Or it's like, hell yeah, that dude's great for saying that, doing that, whatever it is, right? And like, I want people to know more about who Tanner AUX is, who Tanner Bashaw is. So that's why I do music. I absolutely love music. I'll never stop doing music. I'll never stop loving music. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and watching this. I hope you were able to learn a little bit more about who Tanner AUX is, who Tanner Bashaw is, why I do music, why it's so powerful to me. The voice is a huge thing that's powerful too. A lot of us, people like me, are just average citizens. Our voice isn't really heard on a bigger scale. So with music, our voice is able to be heard and our emotions are able to be told. You know, people jump in the booth because they don't want to go to therapy and talk to somebody. So they sit in the booth and they talk to themselves and they figure it out and they're all good, right? So I appreciate you guys. Much love, much respects. If you have any more questions about me, who I am, what I do, where I'm at, whatever, drop them in the comments. Let me know. I'll answer to every single last one as quickly and effectively as I can. So without further ado, everybody, or I guess with that being said, everybody, much love and respects. AUX unplugging. Ta.